Hello and welcome back to another daily cribbage. We're against Mukbutch and we get the first crib, so let's throw away 7-8. That's probably my favourite thing to throw away. And the jack on top, that's also one of my favourite things to see on top. We will play out a jack, because our opponent maybe has more queens. I say maybe, it's possible they don't. Let's see what they get. Two for us, and hopefully no fours here. Okay, 666, pretty nice. 8 for us in hand, and only the 2 in the crib. Kind of sad, but oh well. Next up, we got ace 3 4, so we got ace 4 10, but we also have 3 4 8, and that would allow us to keep the 7, so I think I like throwing away the ace king here. And it also gives us a very natural lead with the 4, because this means if our opponent pairs us, we get to play 7, just like this. And expect our opponent has aces, but no, so I guess a 5 here. There we go, so nice hand for our opponent. They get quite a lot of points, and also a lot in the crib. No buts about it. So after 2 rounds, our opponent's in the lead with 35, and we are behind with 21. And we can decide now how we want us to do this, but I think we just split up the run and yeah, we keep ace 4 in the crib, which is quite nice. So our opponent only had 4 points in hand, which means that they're a little ways off from getting their 43 or 44. And we're hoping to get there now. The computer actually likes keeping together the 4 5 6 and throws away the ace 7 and says that the extra points in hand wasn't worth it. Okay. No flushes here, but we could do 5 7 8 9. I think that's the only way to really keep everything together. And the 6 is really nice, taking us up to 9-point hand. And how do we want to do this now? Well, I think that we're just going to take a few extra points to keep us afloat, to keep us going strong. Hopefully not a 6. Good. All right. So we've sort of shot past the milestone. Our opponent technically got there first on the play, and with those points actually in their hand and the crib, they're in a pretty good position. They're looking to get to the next milestone, so maybe we should have not gone so hard on the play. Go up to 13 here, and okay, well they don't have a 2. They don't have another 3, so not sure what they've got. Oh, they've just had the flush, was that? No, it wasn't a flush, it was a 3 of diamonds. So we dodged a bit of a bullet there, and we're looking for our opponent to slow down a bit. This is kind of our own doing, so let's see if we can get something a bit safer. So either we keep the flush, which is 6 points, or we throw something a bit safer away. I like something a bit safer. Sometimes it isn't safer. This 8 is comboing with our opponent's hands extremely well. They've already shown us 7 9, 2 and 6. So 10 points there. Opponent's very likely then to get to the next milestone on time. And as more hands pass, I'm regretting more and more the decision to give them those points on the play. Alright, 5 with a lot of 10s. This plays poorly, but we don't need to worry too much because we are the dealer. So wow. Okay, so the 8 on top is extremely good there for them. get up to 12 points instead of just 5 points. And that means that our opponent is very comfortably ahead of their milestone. And we have to, I guess, get quite lucky now. Don't think I see anything better than this 2-6, keep the double run. We've got 16 points in hand, which is nice, but okay, our opponent has all the answers. They're 6, presumably combos with their hand, but it also combos with the top card, which is very unfortunate. Okay, so nothing. Okay, they had 5, 6, 7, double 9, which means that they probably get there with the crib. Let's see how they do. Yeah, there we have it. So it's a good game. And what's the overall standings? Well, we got a few less points in all departments. A few less points on the play and the hand and the crib. So I think that we'll go back and have a look at one of those positions where everything started to go wrong. So this is the position that really, I think, highlights or encapsulates the whole game. We are at 36, our opponent's at 41. Our opponent's the dealer, so they're a little bit behind schedule. Our hand, after the discard, is 5, 8, 7, 9, or 5, 7, 8, 9, and we cut a 6 on top, so giving us 9 points in hand, which is really nice, and that's going to get us to the next positional milestone at 44. Our opponent, we lead 8 as pawn, and our opponent goes up to 15 with their 7. And it's worth noting that our opponent's only a few points away from hitting their milestone retroactively, i.e. or on the play, which means that actually their position is not so bad if they're able to score quite a lot of points on the play. And that's exactly what happened in this position. What I did in this position was I was mostly weighing up whether I wanted to pair the 7, taking us to 22, or play the 9 and get a run of 3 for 3 points. But playing the run of 3 for 3 points, you should always remember in these positions that your opponent can play the 6 and get 4 points for the run, which is kind of devastating, especially with these scores. And from this moment on, our opponent never really let up on the scoring. They always hit their averages, which is somewhat rare. Right? You don't expect that to happen so much. I mean, they are averages, but they're not medians. So half of the time they shouldn't be making these kinds of things, and our opponent was consistently doing that. So we low rolled a little bit, but it's still sort of the middle of the game, slightly early to middle game here. And you do expect that your opponent's going to make that average up quite a lot of the time because there's still a lot of hand left to play. So my gut reaction to this position would be to play the 7. But the thing that tipped me towards playing the 9 here was our own score. So I see that we've got 9 points, and so I'm thinking that we're already at 45, but that's a precarious position in the same way that our opponents would be in a precarious position with a few more points. They'd have to keep scoring their averages, which is hard to do. In our case, if we sort of play things out, we would get to 45 points and our opponent would start scoring from 41, and we're hoping to keep our positional lead over the course of the rest of the game. The thing is that getting a few extra points over 45 really helps you to keep that edge. So what I wanted to do here was to get a few more points and then play a bit more defensively in order to keep the positional edge and stop our opponent from taking the lead too much. But after this point, we never really got the opportunity to do that in a good way and continue to score points. So I think that this worked out badly for us here, and maybe in the future it's worth playing the 7. But, each game is very individual, and what happens here might not particularly be representable of how things should normally go. Anyway, that's everything I wanted to say about this hand, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.